Hello everyone, we are back in the living room with no makeup. I'm wearing my penguin robe from Maximum Coziness, and I'm gonna need it because we are gonna find out which book we are reading next for the next read-along. Hype, hype, hype. Nigel is here and he is hyped. Alright, so I got a lot of votes this time, so that was really exciting. Less votes from my patrons than usual, which was weird. I know everybody's probably busy with the holiday season, but you missed your chance to vote now because we're going to tally those votes and find out which book we are reading for the read-along. Just a reminder, let's look at what books are possibilities, because I forgot what they're all called. I don't even have that many videos written down in this book, and I still managed to lose my list. There it is, of read-alongs. Alright, our possibilities are The Cyborg Tinkerer, The Cabin, Elysium, and Dream House. I'm not going to read all of their synopses again. If you really want to know, you can go back and watch the video where I talked about starting up the vote for these. Because we have voted, and we are ready to count. There were 60 comments on the video, so I don't know if that means 60 votes, or a few people just commented and didn't vote, but we are going to start fucking tallying. Let's go. And then we will head over to my Patreon where a few patrons did vote, and your votes count for 2 over there. I don't think the patrons are going to swing the vote as much as they normally do. Normally, I get the vote from YouTube, and then the patrons really can swing it one way or another. The patrons can really, like, change things. But this time, not as many patrons voted. Tally time. This might take a while. You guys, it's not as one-sided as I thought it was going to be. We actually have a little bit of a contention going on with the votes. I'm going to keep tallying. Just wanted to take a break and tell you that it's not as clear-cut as I thought it was going to be. Okay, I got through all of my votes on YouTube. There is a pretty clear front runner. I'm not going to spoil who it is until I go over to my Patreon. Now, normally, like I said, with the normal amount of patrons who vote, it could still swing away from the leader. But fewer patrons voted this time, so we're going to find out. Everything's a bit cramped on Patreon, so navigating it with a touchscreen is a pain. Okay, I finally managed to navigate to the right spot on Patreon, so we are going to get my patrons' votes. Remember that their votes count for 2. So, if you ever want to get in on these read-alongs and sway the vote, become a patron. For as little as $1 a month, your vote counts for 2 votes. Plus, you get lots of other cool content. At least I think it's cool, okay? I think it's cool. Okay, the patron votes are in. The patrons did edge it a little closer to being more even, but there weren't enough of them to sway it this time. And the winner is...
Drumroll, please.
The Cyborg Tinkerer! Probably surprising no one. But The Cabin did try. The Cabin gave it a decent run for its money. Still not close, beaten out by, let's see, by about 10 votes, if not a little bit more than 10 votes. So, if other patrons had maybe voted, patrons were more interested in The Cabin, so if other patrons had maybe voted, we could have swung it. We could have swung it. I'm not trying to guilt my patrons, I'm just saying, like, that's a perk that you get. You should definitely use it. But we are going to be reading The Cyborg Tinkerer. Are you all thrilled? I am interested enough in the cabin, and enough people are interested that I think I might keep it in the back of my mind for a future read-along. Do feel free to suggest read-along possibilities to me. Things that I'm looking for especially are books by YouTubers, author-tubers, or Wattpad sensations. Things that we could potentially learn from, but also that are fun to tear apart. Things I'm not looking for are your book. I'm not going to do this for your book, I'm sorry. And books that have a really small following, a small audience. Books whose sales I could potentially damage with one of these. Not interested. We don't kick down here. So I'm sorry if your cousin wrote a really terrible book and it's only got 2 reviews on Goodreads, I'm not going to do one of these for it. But otherwise, feel free to make me suggestions. I do have a video over on my Patreon that is books I will not do for read-alongs. So if you're interested, you can check that out. I may eventually do a video like that for the main channel, but right now it's patron exclusive. There's a cardinal at my bird feeder. He's so pretty. I like to imagine that it's the same family of cardinals that have been around since we were kids. Cardinals through the generations. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy The Cyborg Tinkerer, because I don't think my library has it. Now, some of you may be curious, like, why The Cyborg Tinkerer? Why was it so popular? Why did everyone want to vote for it? And we'll probably talk more about this when we're doing the actual read-along, but the author is a quite popular author-tuber, or at least she was. I checked her channel somewhat recently, and she has not done anything for a while. She's been laying low, because this book, it landed with a real clunk. Like, this book... And most of the time, let's be real, if you are self-publishing a book and your first one isn't that good, nothing too bad is going to happen to you. But Meg gives a lot of advice about writing, and she is a member of what I would call the old guard of AuthorTube, which is characterized especially not only by very polished videos, which as you can see we do not do around here, but also by very blanket advice and treating their advice as if it is the only way to write. And then when those people especially write a book that is deeply flawed and fails to follow most of or all of their own advice, people get upset because there was never any room in those writing gurus' videos for them to be wrong, for them to not be the best writer in the world. And so then they come out with this book and people are like, it sucks actually, and you promised me that you were a good writer with all the advice that you gave, and now this is the book that you've written. On my channel, I try to be very clear that while I do give advice, it's just advice. I'm not the god of writing, and yeah, I'm not perfect at any of it. Nobody is. That's the thing. Anyway, this has been a tirade. I need to buy this book. I wonder if they have any used copies. Can I get a used copy? Ooh, used from $5. Let's look at that. I don't care if it's in rough shape as long as it's readable. Used in good condition, and I'll get it before Christmas. I'll risk it for the biscuit. Probably I'll have the old cover. There was a cover change. Some people have been like making fun of the cover change. I understand why she did it, because the first cover, one, was very derivative of Treasure Planet, like very derivative. The first cover didn't really express the tone of the book, and the second cover honestly does better. The second cover tells you this is going to be one of those flawed, self-published, cheesy books that you have to be in the right mood for. And honestly, I think even though the second cover is like arguably worse, I think it actually works better for the book. At least what I know of the book right now. I will be obviously delving much deeper into it, and we can talk about that more once we have it in our hands. I am now going to click place your order, and The Cyborg Tinkerer shall be coming to my door, and we shall be starting the read-along. Now, you will not be seeing anything from it for a while, because I do like to get a decent amount of footage collected and at least about halfway through the book before I start putting out the content. The reason being that once I get rolling, I don't want to have any gaps. I don't want to have any time where you guys have to wait for the next one. I want to be able to put it out every single Monday, and these videos are intensive. So they're editing intensive, they take a long time to film, so I want to make sure that I am set up to be able to be getting you these videos every single Monday. So it will be a little while before you see any of this, but The Cyborg Tinker is coming, so look forward to it. We can have lots of great conversations about AuthorTube, about the expectations of authors on AuthorTube, and of course, sexy cyborgs and cyborg circuses for some reason. Yeah, okay. Don't forget to become a patron. I've said it a million times in this video. You are so sick of me talking about being a patron. Holy fuck. Also, you can read my book, The Wolf and the Hawk, available now on Amazon if you want to do a read-along of your very own, but you do have to read it if you're going to make fun of it. Those are my rules. And if you're like, but I need some read-along right now, you can go into my backlog of read-alongs and check all of them out. They're all pretty fun, alright? But you know what? A lot of people have said, hey Julian, how come you never do a book that you like? I did. One time, it's probably only going to be one time. But if you want to check out a book that I really enjoy, I have a read-along of Dealing with Dragons, which is an amazing, darling little book, so go check it out. It's pretty short, like it's a shorter read-along, so, but it still has fun and jokes and clips, so go check it out, give it some love. It is my least viewed, of course, because people don't like it when you like things. Anyway, I will see all of you again next time with whatever it is I happen to be doing next time. Bye!
I'm as poor as a church mouse that's just had an enormous tax bill on the very day his wife ran off with another mouse, taking all the cheese.
Well, thank goodness I have patrons. Patrons like Sophia, Merween, Kit, Hiddenglade, Persephone, Light Julie, Anna, Belle, and Sophie, Callison, Ray, Shelby, Zaire, Jesper, Irene, Scribbling Cat, Savvy, Jenny, Amanda, Lisa, Sarah, and Lennox. Thanks again for all your support, everyone. I am a question to the world, not an answer to be heard, or a moment that's held in your arms. And what do you think you'd ever say? I won't listen anyway. You don't know me, and I'll never be what you want me to be.